Who could ever forget about Selena Gomez? Well, clearly we couldn't, but the fact is that this star has been out of the public eye for quite some time. Her on-again, off-again ex, Justin Bieber, is now married to Hailey Baldwin, and Selena herself seems to have just emerged from hiding. We'll talk about why you haven't seen her around much lately, and why she's decided to make her triumphant return. You might know Selena Gomez as a former Disney star, but the reality is that her actual life is a whole lot more interesting. Everyone knows that Selena Gomez is extremely close with her mother, Mandy Teefey, but what you may not know is that there was a time when she resented her. Mandy grew up in a bad neighborhood where crime ran rampant, and when she was only 16 years old, she realized she was pregnant. She wasn't living the most illustrious life, and now she was going to have another person depending on her, and she knew she had to get her priorities straight. Although Mandy was determined to give her daughter a better life, she felt judged for being a young mother. Even her teachers and school counselors called her a failure, but Teefey refused to let them deter her from giving her baby a better life than she had. She learned to brush off the judgment of others and focus on what was truly important. Mandy tried to make things work with Selena's father, Ricardo Joel Gomez, but the pair ended up divorcing when Selena was just 5 years old. At the time, Selena blamed her mom for the split and now admits she was ungrateful for all her mother did to provide for her. Things were tough for this family financially, and Selena recalls having to search on the ground for enough quarters to put gas in the car. When that failed, they would resort to walking to the dollar store in order to buy a box of spaghetti for dinner. Mandy worked 3 different jobs to support her family, and while she was happy to do so, it meant putting her own life on hold. She had once dreamed of becoming an actress, but settled for being a makeup specialist and production manager. Mandy put her dreams of stardom aside for her family, even when Selena didn't appreciate the sacrifice until she was an adult. Watching her mother get things ready for stage productions caused Selena to develop an interest in entertainment. She began going to auditions for various roles, which is how she met her fellow pop star, Demi Lovato. The two became friends during their audition for the children's show Barney and Friends, and were later overjoyed to discover they had gotten the parts. Although appearing on Barney and Friends isn't exactly prestigious, Selena Gomez claims it taught her many lessons about working for television. It was her first experience and helped her work through the shyness she felt in front of the camera. But while it was an awesome learning experience, her time on the series was finite. Eventually, Selena was deemed too old to continue, so she moved on to other projects, including appearances in Spy Kids 3D Game Over and The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. As we all know, Selena's acting career took off in a big way, and then she made the crossover into music. Like many stars who started gaining notoriety on Disney, Selena started off with a squeaky clean image. She developed a public persona as a sweet, caring individual, but many fans wondered what she was really like when the cameras stopped rolling. In fact, Selena herself admits that she often felt the experience of working for Disney violating, and that even as a young teenager, she would be constantly hounded by the paparazzi. She began to learn the hard truths about the entertainment industry, and her confidence began to suffer as a result. To outsiders, it looked as though everything in Selena's life was going well, which is why fans were shocked when she entered a rehab facility in 2014. But according to Selena, it wasn't the result of abusing drugs or alcohol. Rather, it was a much-needed mental health break. Her time in rehab meant canceling 13 dates on her Stars dance tour, but she desperately needed some time to collect herself and her thoughts. Selena had recently received a devastating diagnosis of lupus and knew her life was going to be changed forever. To make matters worse, her mother, Mandy, had recently experienced a traumatic miscarriage, which was devastating to the entire family. According to Selena, she began to feel extremely overwhelmed and needed to take a break for the sake of her mental health. Having to skip out on her tour and spend time in rehab was hard enough, but the public ended up making things even harder. People just couldn't stop speculating on why she was in rehab, and they had no clue she was undergoing traumatic chemotherapy treatments for her lupus. Selena claims at this time she hadn't really understood the extent to which her life lacked privacy, but this experience made it abundantly clear. Sadly, this wasn't the last time Selena was forced to put her career on hold in order to work on her mental health. Lupus has affected Selena physically, but it's also taken quite the toll on her mental health. In 2016, Selena canceled the remaining dates on her Revival World Tour because of mental health issues. According to Selena, being out on the road can be an exceptionally lonely time, and this just made things worse for her. She was struggling with lupus, and this led to her having constant anxiety and frequent panic attacks at the most inconvenient times. Despite her fame and legions of adoring fans, she was plagued with the idea that she just wasn't good enough. Thankfully, Selena has discovered that therapy can do wonders, and at one point she was reportedly seeing a therapist up to 5 times per week. While many people find it difficult to fight against the stigma of mental health, Selena has been refreshingly open about her struggles. She claims that she wishes more people would talk about how therapy can help, because personally, she's found it to be absolutely life-changing. Her sessions focused on dialectical behavior therapy, a treatment which is often used for those afflicted with depression. According to Selena, DBT has completely changed her life. But although she was learning to cope with the depression brought on by her disease, lupus was still affecting her daily life. In 2017, her friend and roommate Francia Raisa noticed that Selena was having trouble opening a bottle of water due to her arthritis. Selena began crying in frustration and admitted that she was in desperate need of a kidney transplant, but the wait list was anywhere between 7 to 10 years long, and she didn't know how much longer she could hold on. Without a second thought, Francia offered to get tested and found out she was a match. But the transplant wouldn't be that simple. Selena was told to prepare for the worst and was instructed to fill out a last will and testament in case the worst happened. Due to some complications, the normally 2-hour-long procedure ended up taking 6 hours, and things got pretty scary. But thankfully, both Selena and Francia made full recoveries, and Selena's health improved dramatically. Although the kidney transplant dramatically improved the quality of her life, things are still far from perfect. Selena still struggles, which led her to enter rehab yet again in 2018. Like her previous stints, this one was precipitated by issues with her health. Her white blood cell count dropped dramatically, even in light of her kidney transplant. This caused her mental health to take a nosedive, and sources claim she became despondent and began to spiral into an emotional breakdown. At one point, she began to completely freak out and tried to rip her IV out of her arm while at the hospital. This all sounds scary, but thankfully, Selena has tons of supportive people by her side who urged her to go to rehab and work on her mental health. Previous to this, Selena had announced she was taking a break from social media and then advised to be aware of how much your comments can hurt others. Many fans wondered if her issues were due in any part to her former boyfriend Justin Bieber getting together with Hailey Baldwin. Throughout all of her various issues and ailments, Selena has come to greatly value her privacy, so when she suddenly dropped out of the public eye, fans were concerned, but not overly surprised. However, recently, we've been getting a chance to see Selena out and about and seemingly acting like her old self. In addition to keeping up with therapy, Selena has also reportedly hired a life coach in order to make sure she stays on the right track. Many people believe that the clothes you wear can send a message, and apparently Selena Gomez subscribes to this school of thought. She's been known to display messages of her clothing before, but ever since emerging from rehab, she's kicked things up a notch. During one Los Angeles outing, she was spotted wearing a t-shirt which read, "I am grateful for all that is occurring in my life and all that is yet to follow. I push myself because no one else is going to do it for me." Fans wonder if this means Selena is pushing herself to get better and get back on track with her career. It's clear that Selena has many people around her who care about her, and she's not shy about giving them shout-outs. On a recent ski trip, she was seen wearing a black hoodie from her pal Taylor Swift's Reputation tour. Still, Selena has been plagued by rumors that her recent issues are due to her ex, Justin Bieber, moving on. And while it would be tempting to just write them off as sensationalism, there's been a precedent of Selena being less than composed when it comes to Justin. Obviously, we know this couple had been on and off for ages, but while they were off, Selena still wasn't able to ignore what he was doing. There have been many interviews where she assured fans that she and Justin are simply friends who love and respect one another, and that she's grown tired of talking about her relationship, or lack thereof, with him. But while the media may be a little bit too preoccupied with her relationship with Justin, she's also guilty of behaving badly in this regard. While the two of them were split up back in 2016, Justin began dating model Sophia Richie and posted a few selfies of them on social media. Justin then went on to express disappointment that his fans were being so cruel to his girlfriend simply because she had started dating their idol. Selena decided to step in and kick him while he was down, posting, "If you can't handle the hate, then stop posting pictures of your girlfriend. It should be special between you two only. Don't be mad at your fans. They love you." Justin responded to Selena's message accusing her of using him for attention and expressing disappointment that she would say something so unkind to him and Sophia. Selena fired back, accusing Justin of being unfaithful during their relationship and said she didn't blame his fans for being furious with him. However, after taking some time to cool down, Selena apologized for her actions, calling her statements selfish and pointless. Selena speaks often about wanting privacy, but more often than not, she's the one talking about her relationships. Justin Bieber has claimed multiple times that he thought she was just using him to add to her own fame, and she even joked about making him cry when she was a guest on The Late Show with David Letterman. And it's not just Justin who has made this claim about her. For a while in 2015, Selena was with the DJ and producer Zedd, and the two couldn't stop flaunting their relationship on social media. Some sources claim that the whole time they were together, Selena was secretly hooking up with Justin, but there's been no concrete evidence of this. That said, there are many people who believe that her dalliance with Zedd was nothing more than an effort to keep her name in the tabloids. Diplo claims to have respect for Zedd as an artist, but says that his music label is doing him a disservice by watering down his music to appeal to mainstream audiences, and adds that his, quote, relationship with Selena Gomez was a part of the plan. He says their romance was nothing more than a ploy which would enable both Zedd and Selena to sell more records. Selena started out by saying Diplo was joking, but later became angry and claims he knows nothing about her personal life. It's clear that the real Selena Gomez isn't exactly the same as her public persona, but we also know that her life has no shortage of struggles. We're glad she's back from her disappearance and hope she's getting the help she needs. What do you think about Selena Gomez? Is she just a girl trying to get by, or is she hiding something? Let us know what you think in the comment section, and then click subscribe to get the latest videos from us here at The Taco. Bye for now.